So you've probably heard about omni-channel selling or a multi-channel selling, and you're wondering what that exactly means. Can you, as an online seller, be really able to sell on multiple marketplaces and multiple platforms while maintaining your sanity, while being able to manage all of the tasks? This is exactly what we're going to be talking about in tonight's live stream that we're doing every Friday on the channel. And I'm going to be introducing you also to George, who is the business development manager for Noverstock. That's exactly what we're going to be talking about, how you can become a smart e-commerce seller and how you can manage your e-commerce store in a smart way. So omni-channel basically denotes or means that you are integrating different methods of interacting with a customer, whether that be that you are selling on Instagram, selling on Amazon, selling on eBay, Etsy, all of them all together, including maybe potentially even a physical store. So as an Amazon seller and as a seller in general, this is of course something that you really want to strive for. However, if only selling on one marketplace is difficult, you can only imagine how difficult it is when you add more and more markets. But that's at the end the goal for all sellers. So please join me in welcoming George. Let me add him. Hi, George. George, how are you?
I'm doing great, Christelle. Thank you for having me on the live stream.
Thank you so much for joining us. For everyone that's watching us live, I hope they can tell us where they are joining us from so we can have a better idea. I know most people join us from Dubai always because we really want to focus on the Middle East market, as you know, George. But George, before we get started and we dive into it and a lot of information we want to provide people, can you let us know a little bit more about yourself and most importantly about Noverstock?
Yeah, absolutely. So I am right now the business development manager for Noverstock. As you said, my background has been in e-commerce, and I've been on the business development side for a very long time. Noverstock is, as you said, company that helps sellers to sell on multi-channel on several different platforms and marketplaces. And it's at the startup phase, but it's growing really, really fast. And right now, today, I have this wonderful opportunity to show people what we've done, what we've achieved, and what they can
Yeah.
expect in the future as well.
Yeah, it's great that there's so many smart tools for us to be able to do the tedious and my team always says there's so many tedious things that we do, but there's so many tools nowadays that can help you do these tedious and maybe mundane tasks, but you can be more efficient. You can do them much faster, and overall, you can be a better seller. So that's what
There,
I think is Noverstock. Yeah. So let's jump
absolutely.
into it. Let's get started with showing everyone the Noverstock website in case they want to learn a little bit more. How about that?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm going to share my screen now and show
Mhm.
you the website. Let me just find it. There we go. So this is the website. It's just noverstock.com. And over here, you can find information about the different modules that we offer. The main thing that you need to know is that nowadays, even especially after the pandemic period, people are, sellers are accustomed to selling on multiple marketplaces. They have multiple stores, multiple countries, working with warehouses in different countries, local suppliers, etc. And the buyers, they also got accustomed to just buying online instead of going to physical stores. So the e-commerce market is growing. And as you said, these tools are becoming a necessity
Mhm.
with every additional marketplace or additional sales channel, I would say, then it becomes more and more difficult to run your business. So really, these things that you see here, calculator, listing management, division of data, these are all the different things that can really, really help you in your business. And really, the website can give you information about contact. Let me just show it real quick. Either booking a
Mhm.
demo that would go directly into a form, You also have the email address and also a phone number where you can also find us if you want more information about this.
Perfect. So for everyone that's watching, George, we also want to let them know that Noverstock has an incredible calculator. I think it's really smart because it lets you know kind of the optimal selling price. I know you explain it much better than I do, but it lets you know what the optimal selling price for your products should be. Because this is something that is a very big issue for a lot of sellers, especially anyone that's starting new. But we're going to make everyone wait till the end so that they discover it. Right now, we're going to dive into Noverstock so we know a little bit more, right?
Okay, yeah, we can do that. Let me share the other screen that I prepared.
Yeah.
Just hold on for a
So
second.
while we're
Yeah.
waiting, George, for you to share your screen, I want to know from everyone that's watching us now live, let us know in the chat, are you currently selling on more than one marketplace? So if you're selling on zero, type zero. If you're selling on one, type one, two, three, just so that we have a better idea. There we go, George, we're seeing the screen.
Yeah. Or even if people are selling on one and thinking about selling on other
Yeah.
ones, maybe today they'll get
They should
an
write
idea
one
about
plus.
how they can. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
okay. So when you get to the Noverstock
Mhm.
platform, the first thing you see is a dashboard with statistics. I'll get back to that at the end because it will make more sense and it will tie together everything once I show you what we can do. And talking about omnichannel, let's show that omnichannel. So here,
Yeah.
when we are talking to a seller, then we obviously know that they have a big organization, but that organization can be divided into different projects. So let's say that they're selling cosmetics, they're selling sports goods, textiles. We can even add a project right now, and let's pretend that you're selling luxury goods. So we can add it like this, and we can type in different sales channels. So Amazon Germany, for example, um, or even eBay,
Mhm.
say USA. We have a lot of platforms that we support. I'll show you that in a second, but you get the idea. You can be adding all your sales channels in one place. And once you confirm, that's going to be um, the division of data that you want because you're selling on in different countries, on different marketplaces, different platforms, and you still want to be seeing the luxury goods, but you want to have a division between platforms that you're seeing. So we also have division of users. So you can be inviting users with different roles. And if you have a big team, that's really, really great. So that you can have a differentiation. And the integrations, I'll just show some of them. You can see here as I'm going with the mouse, they highlight. So we also cover, platforms that help you make your own
Mhm.
store. And
Mhm.
the idea for everyone is that if you don't see any marketplace, for example, that you want to sell on in the future, contact me. We'll tell you when it's coming. It's probably on the roadmap,
Ah,
and we'll
yeah.
tell you. Yeah, Amazon and eBay, for example, being the most popular, uh,
Mhm.
are the ones that we're showing
Of
first.
course.
But then there are other niche ones that a lot of people desire. And
Mhm.
really the key to Novostock is the automated actions, and these are some of the ones that are listed here. Obviously this doesn't make sense to people, but I'll show you what I mean in a second. So
Yeah.
um, Novostock lets you control the whole business from one place. So if you, for example, take here, you have a list of products, and those products are uploaded on our platform. And let me select the product right now. So we
Mhm.
integrate the warehouses, so we know the products, their attributes, and we know different data about them, including the dimensions and the weight. You can add even brand, category, and subcategory, additional divisions, and even different SKU numbers if you're selling that product in different markets. So this product, this demo product that I've selected right now, can be seen. I've added a few warehouses before we started in different locations. And you can see,
Mm-hmm.
for example, right now we have London, Bulgaria, and you see that it's in stock somewhere. And there's also one reserved item here, and I'll show you why that is in a second. So your whole product information, the whole product list is here, and adding the suppliers and the warehouses is the next one. So we have some demo suppliers here and some warehouses. And let's add a warehouse in Dubai. So we'll do this live.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, the owner, I'll say Dubai Center, for example, and this will be Main Street number one. Okay, this we'll do a sample postal code and country code as well.
Yep.
There we go. There we go. Okay, so now that we've added a warehouse, I'll show you how you can get stock into the warehouse. We have a stock take
Mm-hmm.
option so that, in the beginning, you can tell us what stock you have in that warehouse. It can be done manually, but it can also be done in an intelligent way with a barcode reader. And let's say that
Mm-hmm.
we're talking about the Dubai warehouse, and we want to do a full change, and we can choose a currency. We can basically choose any type of currency. Just to make things interesting, I'll choose euro here. It's not going to break the system, but I just want
Yeah.
to show you how it works. For example, we add something, we see that there's nothing in stock. But if we want to put a real number, because we're counting, then let's say we have 10
Mm-hmm.
items, and we can say that from this particular product, we have in an average price of 350 to get the item to the warehouse. Now, in the
Mm-hmm.
next release, here in the location, you'll be able to select the shelf and the position that item will have in the warehouse. So stay tuned on that in the next release.
Mm-hmm.
And in this way, you can
Awesome.
count the items that you have in the warehouse, and you can save your changes for next time. But of course, a lot of people and a lot of sellers, they want to order from their suppliers, and we have something called purchase orders. So I'll create one
Mm-hmm.
for you right now, and we actually let's uh, order some goods for the Dubai warehouse that we just made. So we have a PO number. Let's put a number, and let's put today's date. You can choose a specific supplier because our system allows you to have catalogs with products.
Mm-hmm.
And then let's choose even USD. I'm doing this on purpose to show that you can do this in multiple currencies. And let's choose Dubai. There we go. So let's add some products into our purchase order. This is really, really
Mm-hmm.
simple. I'll add, for example, this product, and I want to purchase it at purchase price of 350, and I want to purchase 4 units. And then let's take this product, for example, I want to purchase at 560, and I want to add 5 units. So I select
Mm-hmm.
these, they're added to my purchase order. So we close this. So now we have the items here. But you know that, for example, when you're ordering stock, there are some more, um, for example, the duty charges that you need to add. Let's say that you have $10 of that. Let's say that there are other shipping costs that you also need to factor in. And let's say that they're $24. When you save, then this cost is allocated and divided between the units here that you see. And I want to show you how precise the system is. So you send this to your supplier, and now he needs to confirm what he can give you. And
Mm-hmm.
let's take a simple example. He tells you that here in the confirmation, he tells you that he only has 3 available units. So you say, okay, I'll take these 3. And from this one, he tells you, oh, the price is now changed, is 570. So you say, okay, I accept that, and I will place my order now.
Mm-hmm.
But then let's confirm this. But then when you go to when the goods come to the door of the warehouse, you are receiving them, and let's say that one of the goods got damaged in transit, so you
Yeah.
received only
Yeah.
two instead of three, so you update this. You see, the idea is that you
Wow.
always have
Yeah.
a clear and precise
Uh-huh.
real-time data, and the count
Mhm.
is perfect, and there are no mistakes, or at least we minimize the mistakes that can happen.
Yeah.
So now we press
Yeah.
received and we accept the goods in the warehouse. And let's go to the product management. And here, this is the product that I ordered. If I go to the warehouses, now I see that they have 2 units in the Dubai warehouse that came at 626. This, as you see, this includes um, the duty charges and the shipping charges, at least parts of them,
Mhm.
so that you know the average delivery price of every product, and you know how much exactly it costs you to get a product into the warehouse, not only the
Mhm.
cost of the goods itself. So that's why we go one step ahead in being more precise. Okay.
Extremely,
um Excuse me.
extremely precise and very easy.
Yeah.
It's just like one software to be able to manage all of this.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. And let me show you the other connection when you said we're extremely precise. So in Germany, you see we have 4 units here. I've set it up in this
Mhm.
way so that I can show you the reserve. So 1 unit is reserved. This means that we have an order that came from
For one
Germany
unit. Yeah.
and for
Yeah.
1 unit. And we're going to fulfill that from the warehouse in Germany in this case. Let
Yeah.
me now
Yeah.
show you the order management. So um, this is the order that came in, and this one, it's from Amazon Germany. We see the exact
Hmm.
selling price that we sold it for. We can see how much was the total. We can see the shipping price. We can see the average delivery price. We can see taxes. And think about this. You know, Amazon has the selling fees, but also there are fees depending on the products. And even in the same
True.
category, the fees can be different. So
Yeah.
we factor that in. We take into account the VAT for the
Mhm.
countries, and really we know all
Mhm.
the costs associated with a sale.
Mhm.
And
Mhm.
hopefully this result will be green. We show the profit. If it's red, then we're
Yeah.
showing you that you're selling at a loss. So let me let me tell you what's happened in the background, and here I'm mentioning some of the automation that I've been talking so much about. So in the background, the Novostock platform found the product, it allocated it in which warehouse it is, it found it where it's
Mhm.
sitting, and it reserved one item because we're going to fulfill the order. Then
Mhm.
here we know the shipping because we now, for example, chose the shipping company, we chose the shipping service, and here we can have a tracking number, we can have all sorts of different um, information about that
Mhm.
product and about the delivery. So if we need to measure the weight and not use the one from the catalog, we can do it manually. That's why
Mhm. Mhm.
this button is here. So
Yeah.
really, a lot of the work is actually already done. And if you're an FBA seller, then
Mhm.
it's really easy for you. You can just check the numbers here. But let's take the
Mhm.
seller fulfilled
Yeah.
case
Yeah.
for Amazon because it's it has more actions to it. Then
Mhm.
the buttons here about pick list, pack list, shipping label, and the manifest, they come into action. So whether you
Mhm.
want to send a pick list and a pack list to your warehouse, whether you want to print the shipping label immediately and send the manifest to your shipping carrier, that can all be done through here, as well as the
Uh-huh.
order confirmation. So you confirm the order, tracking is sent, and the only thing for you to do is really to ship out the item to the customer.
Mhm. Mhm.
Yeah. So we're so really, when you think about it, even if you're a self-fulfilled program, then any
Which is
um,
becoming more
order
lucrative, by the way, for a lot
is
of
becoming,
Amazon sellers. Yeah.
yeah, it's becoming more lucrative because you have a lot
Mhm.
of control on the different
Exactly.
items. And
Mhm.
here we automate a lot of that process, so we can process an order within seconds if you think about it. And when you have 1,000 orders per day, think about how
Mhm.
much time and money savings that is. Let me show you something real cool. By the way, we just included. So I showed you how you can create a purchase order and send it to your supplier. Look at this. You just select the orders. These are the exact items that you are about to sell or that you have sold. And you have here a draft PO option, and you create a purchase order with the exact items that you just sold. So you don't need
Yeah.
to keep track of what you sold
Mhm.
and write something down. Or you can just select it and send it to your supplier and say the exact number of goods that you want. So this is a real good shortcut as well.
Yes, very.
Yeah. Okay.
Help you
And
to keep track also. Yeah. Especially if
it
you're
helped.
doing
Yeah.
something very similar to drop shipping, or you're not ordering large quantities because you have multiple SKUs. This could help you never run out of stock, basically. Yeah.
Exactly, and yeah, the idea is that we always show real data, and we are not fooling the end customers, the buyers.
Mhm.
So the sellers have always an accurate information about what's happening in their warehouse and what are they selling, and
Yeah.
they can do projections for the future
Mhm.
sales that will happen. And this is why Noverstock can help you. You can export any type of mm, uh, reporting out of this. Here the
Yeah.
columns, they are movable, so you can rearrange them like this, and you can hide columns. You can make the view exactly as you want it. I designed it in this way because I wanted to show you a few things. Here, when we said that we reserved one item because it's going to be shipped out, we also have uh, a an automated rule that says reduce the item whenever it's shipped out. So if you're selling the same item on Amazon, eBay, and your own Shopify store, for example, then when you sell it in one place, the quantity gets reduced on the other ones. So you don't have to manually go and do it.
Got it.
Yeah. So when you
Perfect.
think about it, you never need to log into many systems in order to do your daily work in the operations. You can just do everything from here. And I want to show
100%. Yeah.
something I want to show
Mm.
something for the FBA users, because they might think about what's
Mhm.
the added value for them, because
Yes. Yes.
they have a different journey. Um,
Mhm.
where we found the FBA being where it's lacking and where it needs support is the canceled orders, where you have returns and reimbursements and refunds to be made. So here in
Mhm.
our canceled orders list, I have, for example, two items that I have with canceled status. And really, when you think about this, the difficulty comes from the fact that you might get a cancellation order. There might be a partial or full refund, but then the item can be shipped back. You might get it back broken and you cannot resell it. So
Mhm.
even if even if, let's say, Amazon damaged it during the shipping and they can reimburse you for that, they still take a fee for doing the reimbursement. So in any case, it's difficult to
True.
follow how much money you have lost.
Mhm.
And here with us, you can actually follow what exactly happened, how much money you have lost, and um, you can maybe optimize your sales channel so that you have less cancellation, because that's what you all want at the end of the day, not to have so
Perfect.
many returned orders. Yeah.
George, who is the ideal person to use Noverstock in your opinion?
Thank you for that question, Christelle. And that's something we asked in the beginning, the viewers to tell us how many marketplaces they're selling on.
Yeah.
Even if you're selling just on Amazon and you have several stores, or you have
Yeah.
several marketplaces and platforms where you're present, these are all different sales channels for you. And if you have more than one, then you really know the difficulties and the challenges that I'm
Mhm.
talking about. Our I would say one more thing. Our co-founders, they've been selling with their own brands for many years, more than 15. And these
Mm.
challenges, they know them. And that's why Noverstock was created, so that it serves a purpose for the people that are in this same situation. We know the unique challenges and problems, and we solve them in a very intelligent and efficient way. And I think that anyone that's even looking to open up, even if let's pretend they have an Amazon store right now, and they want to try, let's say eBay, it's good to get you on board here so that you can
Mm.
start efficiently from the beginning. And in the case of eBay, I just want to mention, if you're going into eBay, don't be afraid to contact us. We are also an eBay partner. We
Yeah,
can get you very, very good discounts as well if you're
yeah.
if you don't have an account yet.
It's
So
very smart to be able to use Noverstock to manage all of your stock, especially, because we've got a lot of sellers that watch the channel that, for example, sell in the UAE and also in Saudi Arabia, which are, very, very close to
mhm,
each other. However, now you're
yes,
talking two marketplaces. Now you were talking multiple warehouses. You might be selling FBA and you might have some of your stock also because Amazon isn't providing a big inventory allocation for accounts that are new, and most accounts are new because most sellers are new. So
yes,
you have your inventory in your external warehouse, and now
mhm,
you're doing all of that. And on top of it, most sellers, when you enter a new market, you're thinking, well, since I already have stock in the country, I might as well maybe try to sell on my website. I might as well try to sell on other marketplaces, but I think it becomes a little bit overwhelming because you don't know, okay, so where do I send my stock? Do I send it here? Do I send it there? How do I manage all of that? And Noverstock is able to help you with that, and all of those tasks can be done by one person, really. Honestly,
yeah.
one person and a software. Yeah.
Exactly. And I can name a lot of success stories, and even with people that we met at the last event where you and I actually
Yeah.
met. And over
Yeah.
there, we met people from the Middle East. They were selling a lot of them in Dubai. You mentioned Saudi Arabia. There were people from there as well, and we managed to help them. We're working with a lot of them right now, and Europe is very attractive for them. USA is very attractive for them. They see
Mhm.
a
Of
way
course.
to streamline the business operations and be more efficient when they actually go to these markets and have a pretty much a head start, because as you see, we already know a lot of the expenses and we keep track of those, so
Mm.
you really have an idea about what you would do when you enter a new market.
Perfect. So, George, let's move on and let's tell everyone related to the incredible calculator that you guys have
Mhm.
embedded in Noverstock, as to the calculator that helps you understand what your fees are and optimally know what the best selling price for your product is. How about
Okay,
that?
yeah, we can totally do that. Just one sentence from my side here. This is
Go
something that
ahead.
I did not click,
Yeah.
which is listing
Yep.
management. Because of sensitive data, I'm not going to do it. I just want to mention to people that because of the deep integrations that we have with the marketplaces, you can control your listings from Noverstock. So
Mm.
really, when I say that you don't need to log into the platforms and marketplaces, you don't. You control your
Yeah.
whole business from here.
You
Okay.
even optimize your
Now,
listing from Noverstock. That's interesting.
uh, excuse me, what did you say?
You even optimize your listing from Noverstock. Because I'm like, George, I'm
Yeah,
like obsessed with listing optimization. This is like this is what I talk about all the time. So yeah, that's
yeah,
really good.
yeah, exactly. If you want to be doing any type of changes, even if you want to change the price, the quantity for
Mhm,
optimization of
mhm,
any sort,
mhm.
if you want to do a specific campaign for a few
Yep,
days and test out different
yep.
strategies, you can definitely do that with a few clicks.
From one dashboard instead of logging into each and every marketplace that you're selling in. Yeah.
And that's the advantage. Yeah.
Mm,
Okay. We
perfect.
promised that we'll show the calculator because it's really one of a kind. I can truly say that. And here, uh, if you see my screen, it's a very simple design. Do
Yes.
you see it right now? Okay.
Yes.
So I will give you just an example. And what I need to say before that is, when you saw what we did in Noverstock, you saw that we know the landing costs, we know the shipping costs, we
Mhm.
know we take into account VAT in different countries, selling fees and FBA fees, and even if we go away from Amazon, eBay has similar fees about selling and the different product categories. They also take a percentage, so this applies to them as well. And I have an example here that I want to show you. Let's say that we're looking at a product, and the weight is 200 grams, and we bought it from our supplier for 8.9, and the FBA fees, let's put $1.50 here. And then when we calculate, this is what the calculator does. It doesn't need you to feed it a lot of information. We already have that. And you just tell us what margin you want to have. And this is what's visualized here. So for Amazon FBA, this is the case here that we're looking at. If we're looking at Italy, yeah, we buy at this price. These are the FBA fees. We know the line haul, and you see that there's some differences because this is being set per individual client. So profit with 5%, we tell you the optimal price. And this is just an example with 5 and 10%. We can play around with the numbers. But you can also see the different currencies. So we take into account local pricing. And look at this, in Italy, if you're selling in euros, 1688, but in Spain is 1671, because it's optimized for the country, the marketplace that you are selling into. And the idea is the following: by knowing all the costs and you just add your margin on top of that, there's nothing to eat away from your margin. You can compare your price, the final price, the optimal price, you can compare it with the competition, and then decide how you want to go ahead and win the buy box. Decide whether you want to increase your margin and still take the best piece of the pie that you would like to have. And I think that this is a huge advantage for sellers that are going into new markets, or even if they want to check their pricing in the existing markets where they operate.
Very interesting.
Okay.
Very interesting. And is this part of Doverstock?
It's part of Noverstock. Recently, we've been, having a lot of people just asking about the calculator because it has a very interesting function. I'll show you for doing research with products,
Yeah.
and we offer it also separately. So it's together with Noverstock, you get it. But if you want to just talk about that, we can show it to you separately and give you access to that one as well. Here, WIP means work in progress. So this is a module where you're doing research. So Christelle, imagine that our viewers, someone wants to expand to, I don't know, Amazon Germany, or they're thinking even eBay Germany. So they have a particular.
That's exactly what I was thinking too. Oh, yeah.
Okay, so let's take you as an example in this case. So you want to see how much you would sell a particular product that you like in that new market. For example, let's say that it's selling well in UAE, but you want to see how it will perform against the competition in other markets before you do it. So let's say that your supplier is giving it to you at 8.9 euros. That's the price that you can buy it for. And let's say that it's 200 grams. We're using the same example.
Yeah.
You decide that you want to sell it for 20 euros. This will be your price, and you want to see how it will behave. Let's put some FBA fee here as well. And when you press calculate, you will see a lot of results. And these will be different results. So seller fulfilled, this is what SF is here. And it will tell you, for example, it chose one service, and it tells you what the shipping price would be in euro, and then what would be the net payment, and it shows you what the profit will be with these numbers that we have. So I set it up in this way so that you see that in Italy and Spain, we'll be losing money, but in the other countries, we'll be winning money if we're using these numbers. So either increase the price or maybe negotiate with your supplier for a better price. But in any way, you can optimize this, and you can compare yourself with the competition that's currently on Amazon and see where you fall with the price. You may even decide that this product is not worth listing on any of these marketplaces. Then you see here we have FBA results as well, and they're actually looking pretty good with these numbers. Here we see, scroll to the bottom, eBay. we can set up the calculator depending on all the selling points that you have, and we can show you the optimal price that you need to have, and you can basically optimize it even more or take many different business decisions that will be always in your favor.
Very,
So I
very,
guess,
very cool. So, George, just as a question for the calculator, does it only work for Amazon, or just so to clarify, it works on any marketplace that an Overstock currently is integrated with, right?
yeah, it works on anyone that's integrated. The example that I took is with someone that's integrated
eBay.
with eBay
Yeah.
as well, so we can show it. But if you tell us that you have a Shopify website, then we will just add that to your account and you'll be able to see that as well. And that's the beauty of it, because the price will be different everywhere. We've had success
Yeah.
cases where people came to us that were using the same price for all their marketplaces, and we already know that's a huge
Obviously.
mistake. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Yeah. Yeah.
they were convinced that the product was only good for one sales channel, which is not true. You just need to
Yeah.
optimize the price and you start selling everywhere.
And it's really tough to do all of that manually. Imagine if you just have two marketplaces, it requires so much calculation. What if you have like five or six? Now it's too much manual work. So probably you end up saying, oh, since it's the same customer, I'll just sell it for the same price, making it
Yeah,
easier on yourself. At least
yeah,
that's what I would do.
you
Yeah.
might have to hire a single employee just to do this, because
Yeah,
you need to do this
of
often.
course.
I mean, prices
Of
go up
course.
and down, and people
Yeah.
people are also trying to adjust.
Yeah.
So you need to do this at least once a week. And I think you saw I did it with 2 seconds. I just have
Yeah.
everything set up and I just put my numbers, and it took me a few seconds to see what my price should be.
Thank you so much, George, for all of that presentation. Again, we're not done yet, but again, if anyone wants to know a little bit more, noverstock.com, and the website is, you'll find it linked in the description box of this video. Go ahead, book a call, book a demo, because you can, George can, and the team from Noverstock can demo this tool for you, or you can contact them and get a little bit more questions. George, why did the co-founders create Noverstock? What was the main, I know we touched on it, but what was the main pain point that they were trying to fix or to
Yeah,
solve, the
we
problem that they were trying to solve? Yeah.
exactly. Yeah, we hinted a little bit on this, but the story is that even in the last few years, even especially during the pandemic, the sales levels, they went up really high, and any seller, when they see this opportunity, they open more and more sales channels to grow their business. But it gets more and more difficult to run that business, even if you hire employees. It's still difficult. And then they just decided to automate as much as they can from the process, and they created Noverstock and the calculator. So we had the biggest success story in the beginning when I joined that we had was one of our customers that he told us that he was processing an order for about 30 seconds. We reduced the order processing time to 5 seconds. So even though he had a lot of employees, because of the
Yeah.
high selling levels, he found
Yeah.
that two employees were redundant. But instead of firing them, he actually told them to open up another sales channel. So he optimized the sales, and he's now selling even more. So that's
Yeah.
additional profit. And these are the things that you realize that you can do only after you have such a system where everything is in the same place, and you can export it as a report and do your projections and make your informed business decisions. And that's what our co-founders did. They wanted such a tool, and they had the vision, and now it's a reality, and anyone can use it.
Perfect. So, George, one last thing. Noverstock serves, we saw in the beginning, so many marketplaces, and you've got sellers and clients using Noverstock all over the world. So, there's no real barrier to who can use Noverstock. As long as you're selling online and you think this is a solution for you, you could just go ahead, right?
Yeah, absolutely. There is no location limitation. We actually never placed any. We can serve anyone that's on several marketplaces, regardless of the country. And the cool thing is that we also have a 30-day free trial. So when you come with us, we'll help you get on board. So you won't be left alone. We'll help you get on board, and we'll even let you test the tool for 30 days. As I said, if you don't see an integration on the list that I showed, ask us. It's probably on the roadmap, and you probably just don't see it, but it will be there soon. Or tell us what you want. We always take the feedback and we listen to the people. We don't try to teach them how to sell. That's absolutely not what we're doing. We take their
Yeah.
existing business, we put it on Overstock, apply the automations, and just make it a little bit more efficient. And it's still the same business. It's their project, it's their business, but it's just operating in a much more efficient manner. That's what we do.
Perfect, George. Thank you so much for everything. Any last thing that we need to give everyone that's watching? Do you want to give any tips?
I would say that nowadays you shouldn't limit yourself to one country and one marketplace. With tools
Yeah,
like ours, it's totally possible. Even if you don't have a big team, it's totally possible to sell online. Just get in touch with us. We'll give you tips. We'll tell you how to do it. We'll show you the things that we've learned from other sellers. And yeah, don't be afraid. Go ahead for expansion. It's totally possible. It's recommended nowadays. And with tools like ours, you can really go on a winning strategy from the beginning. I absolutely truly believe it because I see it every day with the people that we
yeah,
talk to, and they're from all over the world. Even I already mentioned the last event, we met people from everywhere,
yeah.
including, I said, a lot of people from the Middle East, and we're now working with them, and they're very, very happy about what we've done for the business.
Of course, look how efficient
Yeah.
efficient and smart you feel when you have control over your business. Ah,
Yeah,
perfect.
exactly. You don't need the charts that you see behind me. I mean, this is part of the planning for Novostock's next release. By the way, you don't need
Yeah.
to do this. As you saw, the interface is so simple, so easy to use. We
Mm,
didn't go into detail about a lot of the modules because
mm.
it's not needed for today's call and what we're doing. But if anybody's interested, we'll dive into any specific topic and we'll give them more information. We'll tell them how we do it.
Definitely. Thank you so much, George, for your time and for joining me on Friday evening. And I hope everyone is going to be reaching out to you guys and booking demo calls, asking you more questions, whether it's time for them to start using Noverstock now or they're planning to expand. You need to be expand into different marketplaces. Of course, you need to be ready. So thank you so much, George, again.
Thank you for the invitation, Christelle. Looking
Uh,
forward to seeing
Pleasure.
you live at the next event that
Yeah,
we visit
yeah,
together. And
definitely.
yeah, looking
Definitely.
forward to it.
Thank you everyone for watching. Please go ahead and check out Noverstock. You will find all of the information. And definitely all you need to do is just go to the website and you'll find it linked in the description box of this video. Thank you again, George. Thank you again to the Noverstock team. And we'll see you everyone soon. Bye, everyone.
Goodbye.